In just a few weeks, the world's top athletes and coaches will compete in the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. So excited. Interesting fact, the U.S. Army's world-class athlete program, it allows top-ranked soldier athletes and coaches to compete in the games. Producer Colleen got the chance to talk to Lieutenant Colonel Chris Fogt, a three-time Olympian and silver medalist, now serving as head coach of Team USA Bobsled.
Hello, hello. I want to start out by saying thank you so much for your service. My goodness.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course, of course. So let's jump right in. We're almost ready for the games. What does it mean to you to compete and coach in these big games?
Yeah, it's a huge honor to have competed at 3 previous Olympics and now to lead the team as a coach. And so my goal now is to get the team as ready as we possibly can. I'm trying to take, the leadership things I've learned from being in the Army for the past 20-ish years to get the team mentally and physically prepared to do well.
Wonderful. I want to touch more on that. The world-class athlete program. How has that helped you not only as a coach, but a soldier and an athlete? Tell me all about that.
Yeah, so the Army has a Olympic legacy I think a lot of people don't know about, but since 1948, we've put over 600 soldier athletes on the Olympic team, and over 100 of them have won medals at the games. So the world-class athlete based there out of Fort Carson, Colorado, down in the Springs, is that unit that provides the resources and the expertise to help those soldier athletes reach success at the highest level of sport.
Amazing, and congratulations to all the winners. That's incredible. But we have to talk about the sport bobsledding. One of my favorites to watch during the games, but tell me, how did you get into that? That's amazing.
Yeah, bobsledding is an amazing sport, and I was in college when I was doing the Army's ROTC program, and I was also a college track athlete. So based off of my sprint times, I got recruited to compete in a combine in Lake Placid, New York. So I flew out there, met a coach who happened to be in the Army as well, and explained the program to me. So once I graduated, earned my commission in the Army, completed my training, I got in the program and competed in my first Olympics in 2010. And then 3 months after those games, I was very fortunate to do a deployment to Iraq for a year. So the Army's World Cup Athlete Program has really allowed me to live out that childhood dream of being both a elite athlete, but also a soldier to serve our great nation.
Yes, and thank you so much for that. But so we're familiar with coaches for football and things like that, but walk me through what coaching bobsled is like. That has to be pretty unique.
It is very unique. So as you know, a bobsled has no motor in it or electronics. So my main job as the start coach and the head coach is to teach the athletes to get that sled going from 0 to as fast as possible before they load. So we do weightlifting, sprinting, power-based training. And then of course we have some pilot coaches that teach our pilots how to navigate that 1,000-pound sled down the hill.
1,000 pounds. I can't even imagine that. So other than the races at the Winter Games in Milan, what are you looking forward to the most?
I think one of the great things about the Olympic Games is it brings people together. So I'm excited to watch the other athletes compete and just realize their own Olympic dreams. And obviously, as a soldier coach, watching the other 6 to 8 soldier athletes compete at the Olympics, I'm very excited to see how well they do and how they can represent our great country, both in the Team USA uniform, but also in their Army uniform too.
Well, we can't wait to watch you guys compete during the Winter Games in Milan, and go Team USA, USA, USA.
USA, let's go, baby. It's perfect.
Yep.
Watch Team USA go for gold in bobsled, coached by Lieutenant Colonel Chris Fogt. For more information, go to Olympics.com, and thank you to the U.S. Army for sponsoring this segment.